I was looking for something, but I couldn't find it for so many years. It was just, I was confused. I felt out of place with my friends, because for my friends was always, it's weekend, or we need to party, let's open the first bottle of beer and let's get dressed, where I thought, why? Yeah, difficult year. And then all of a sudden, the world had changed. I used to travel a lot, and then it was about that I turned 30, so I thought, I have to settle now. So I went back home, and I was looking for a job, and I couldn't find a job. Nevertheless, I thought, okay, I'm going on vacation now, and I'm going to Dubai. So I went here, and after 2 weeks, I had a job offer. My mom and dad, they were really, really scared. Yeah, my parents, they're the same as me. We all have been very prejudiced. Western woman going to an Arabic country. Of course, everybody, because you hear stories, you know, and it was in 2002. No, end of 2001. And you know, there was September the 11th, and all these incidents happened, and of course everybody just expected something bad. I was raised with Muslims together. It started actually when my elder brother, he converted to Islam. And the reason why he converted to Islam was he married a Muslim woman, a Turkish woman. So being his sister and wanting to protect him in his decision, of course we went to Islamic centers. Well, I did. I went with him to Islamic centers. I attended some sessions. I was reading some books with him together, but it was never really convincing for me to say, I convert to Islam now. It was not convincing for me. And then you're coming to an Islamic country, and you experience Muslims in a different way. All of a sudden I thought, hey, they're actually very nice. Wow, they treat you really with respect. It's not like, I felt comfortable. And in the beginning, I mixed more with European than I would have mixed with other nationalities, because I wanted to keep my comfort zone. But then there was a point where I wanted to step out of my comfort zone, because all of a sudden this zone was not comfortable anymore. Six months before I spoke my Shahada, I started to wear abaya. I loved the abaya from the beginning, but I always avoided to wear it because I thought that's an insult to the locals here. Me, the white one wearing this abaya, and everybody gets maybe offended or something like that. My ex-husband, at that time still my husband, he got really, he got bugged. Because my marriage was anyways a horrible marriage, so slowly I really distanced myself from my ex-husband. Back home, in our four walls, it was a discussion to get separated, and I was asking him all the time to move out, and he was always, no, you are my wife, and I'm going to stay here, and I will move out when I decide, and you know, all these, I'm a man and I decide. And then I woke up in the morning. That was the morning. And I woke up and I thought, okay, so today I will become a Muslim. So I did my shower, I got dressed, I went to work. I didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew. And when I was done with my job, I went to one of a sister, a German sister as well. She's already 7 years a Muslim. And I spoke my Shahada. And when I came home, and I just say, Subhanallah, and it was meant for me at that day, I came home. My husband still didn't know that I converted to Islam. And I didn't want to tell him at that time. And then I just asked, because I was asking every day since the last 6 months, when are you moving out? And I thought, today I will ask him again. So when are you moving out? And then, subhanAllah, he said, today I will move out. I'm packing my clothes already. So that was already a sign of Allah that I did the right decision. I spoke my Shahada on the 25th of June 2009. Until date, it was my most horrible year ever. The things what have been done in my previous life, they just were haunting me, and I just believe they just came up and popped up from here and there just to get solved. But it never happened that I lost my faith. There was not even a day till now where I said, why did I convert? That was never an option. No, actually it did the opposite for me. It made me much stronger, and all of a sudden I really started to read more, because I think everybody thinks when you are converting, it's just you speak the Shahada, you read a little bit Quran, and that's about it, and then you are Muslim. And it's not the way. And yeah, I just think all these difficulties which I was facing just made me read more and more and get more knowledge about Islam. Yeah, difficult year. All of a sudden friends turned to enemies. My life just went upside down. At that time, one of my friends got really close to me. Her name is Kate, and she really supported me a lot. I think she was the only one who really supported my decision to convert to Islam, because most of the people, they were really shocked and they were afraid and they had their concerns. And I know that Kate was always there. I could call her in the middle of the night if I need her, and I thank Allah every day for such kind of friend. Kate was not a Muslim at that time. Kate was
confused.
I remember that you and I remember we went to that lunch together with my ex-husband and Neil. And I know, and this still sticks in my mind. I remember we were sitting in the car, and it was a Friday, and it was Jummah prayer, and we went through the Ras Al Khor area, and we saw all those cars, you know, those open cars, and 30 people were standing and holding themselves on that car, going to the mosque for Jummah prayer. And we laughed so much about it because it was really, it was like a convoy. So we laughed very much, and we thought, it is very dangerous going like this for a prayer. Why would they do that? Why would they risk their own safety, security, just for a prayer? And we were talking that all of the sudden the talk was in that car about religion, and I remember that you said, I'm not religious, but if I have to choose what religion I would follow.
We were just all of us in the car laughing, and then I said, oh, if I had to choose a religion that I believe in, or I believe the basics of, not having full knowledge about it, I would choose Islam. And everyone laughed at me. Why would you choose that? They're hypocrites, and that's how it all went on.
Yeah, and then it was a big topic, and that was actually where we, when we started looking into religion. And we started more and more.
From that day, I started really looking more into the religion, because the way people laughed and said, "Oh, hypocrites," and they're not hypocrites at all. And they said to me, "Why would you choose it?" Because I believe in the basics of the religion, because that's all I knew at the time. And you look at the Arab families, and they're all very close knit, and I think that's fantastic. Whereas from where I come from, you don't all come together on a Sunday, which would be our day that all families come together. Everyone does their own thing. We all live our separate lives. Whereas here, Fridays, it's just such a family day. All I learnt from school when we were studying religious education, which is compulsory, so we had to study it, we learnt all about all the different religions. When it came to Islam, my studies teacher said to me, to sum it up, Islam, the people that follow it, they're a bunch of terrorists. And that was it. That's all we learnt about Islam. Nothing else. And that's stuck in your mind. And think of all those people then, if that's the attitude of what the teachers give him. And we had no Muslims in our class anyway. And of course, when you're younger, everyone just laughs. But that's all that's stuck in the mind. I was asking more questions more than anything. I didn't go to any Islamic centres, read any books. I was just more inquisitive, asking people about their religion. But I had to put all the thought into it. I don't just want to convert, just to be one of those people that says, oh yeah, I've converted. I'd seen Huda go through it, and I'd seen how she had changed, because there is a massive change in you. Then how she got through the stuff she has due to religion is a massive influence on anyone.
When I look at myself before I converted and now, I mean, I was always there for everybody. You know, everybody came and told me their problems, and I was actually a problem by myself. I was fighting myself so much, but in order not to face my own problems, I always took on other people's problem, and then nobody was there for me. And when I converted, prayer was, and I told you to compare, when you have a nice pattern around your skin and you feel very comfortable, the same is for me when I do my prayer. The time between, sometimes it takes too long, where I think, oh, when is the next one? It just helps me so much. Yeah, it makes me lighter.
They asked me why I dress like this. Straight away, who am I married to? And I said, well, I'm not married. Really? So you dress like this out of choice? I said, yeah, I said I converted. You converted. How come you don't cover your face completely? Because that's what people think, that you should be covering your face completely. And she was saying how interesting it is, and they're only here and they're flying back on Tuesday. And she said the conversation she had with us in that little time, she's learnt so much.
Converting to Islam is not just wearing hijab. Islam starts in your heart. And it doesn't matter if somebody wears the hijab after 2 weeks or 3 months or 1 year. Important is that Islam started already here.